As I was scrolling through Twitter today, I came across something that to me, I think will be a good topic of discussion that may strike some good conversations in the comment section. You'll find out what I'm talking about in just a second. What is going on, ladies and gents? Lindy Endzone back in the building for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Eagles, one video at a time, and dropping buckets for the Dallas Mavericks. If you are new and like the diversity of fandom that I bring to the table, I would love to have you a part of the End Zone fam. And all you got to do to achieve that is hit the subscribe button. As we know, or as I know, keep saying we like I'm a network or something, but as I know and continue to count from time to time, currently at 209 subscribers. Just keep continuing to push our goal, push my goal here. 300's that next target. As for every 100 I climb, it continues to be surreal to me that I have developed a following talking about stuff that two sports teams that I adore, that mean a lot to me. So I appreciate the support every single day to allow me to continue to do this. Smash that like button, helps with the algorithm. You already know the deal about that. And hit the notification bell so y'all know when I drop my next piece. Well, here we are. So NBA Central today on Twitter dropped a Eastern Conference record predictions from ESPN. And I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit because like I said in the intro, I thought it would be interesting in terms of striking some conversations with certain specific people in the comments section, because there's quite a group that I can think of based on the teams that are on this list that I can bring up, and the fact that the majority of the Eagles fan base that's also attached to my channel in terms of subscribers, they're most likely Sixers fans. So I wanted to talk. Excuse me, sorry about that. I wanted to get a bit of a mix in here. So, the NBA regular season kicks off, I believe, on October 19th. That is, we're a little more than a month away from the NBA regular season starting, and I'm starting to get those jitters again, just like with the Eagles regular season starting, getting ramped up, and I would just want to see my boy Luka again with these new pieces on the floor. So I thought this would be good to touch up on for the Eastern Conference, and coming from an opposing conference on the other side, me being a fan out in the West. So let's get to it. ESPN's Eastern Conference projections, courtesy here of NBA Central. Two guys that I can think of right away, with the Nets projected to be first in the East. Philly Notion and Philly the podcast, Castro and Notion. I'm sure you're, again, these are predictions, but I'm sure y'all are happy to see something like this. The Nets coming off of that disappointing Game 7 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. I know it still sticks in some of y'all's craw that Kevin Durant was just what seemed to be the tip of a toenail, away, just in front of the touching the 3-point line to send you guys to the NBA Finals, Western Conference Finals, what have you, and you guys are projected to be first as of right now. Cool feeling, I guess. We have exactly no idea. It's very early, but I think the thing here to consider is, the big three, that core three is still going to be there in Brooklyn, and Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and you would hopefully and most likely have a healthy James Harden, so you can probably figure as to why the Nets will be the top tour force in the Eastern Conference. As long as those three are on the court together, even though Kevin Durant showed you what he did without Kyrie and a hobbled Harden in the playoffs. So I guess so far so good for Nets fans there. And then, it shows the defending champions Milwaukee Bucks in second, a game behind. And then we get to third, and here we go. They got the 76ers, despite everything that they're going through right now with Ben Simmons. They still got the Sixers winning 50 games. Now, this is what I'm trying to figure out here, Sixers fans. Now, is this with Ben Simmons or without Ben Simmons? I think that's the most important question to ask here, in terms of the results of the upcoming season on how the roster is constructed, and and here in comes Andre Drummond, who at one point Joel Embiid despised, and he probably still does. Just doesn't, not, I wouldn't say despised, but he doesn't respect him. That would be my thought behind that. He doesn't respect Andre Drummond, so Andre comes into Philly, and then they retain Danny Green, who had he fell out of Sixers fans' favor for a little bit there, coming to a mild defense of Ben Simmons, and then Dwight Howard was doing the same thing, but Dwight ended up going back to the Lakers because he appears to be ring chasing, and he didn't feel that the Sixers could get the job done. But that's up to y'all to prove Dwight Howard wrong. But I guess in case of that, Joel Embiid going through, that meniscus injury, playing through it throughout the playoffs, and you guys can only hope that he can, recuperate off of, from that. And who knows? Who knows at this point? Maybe the Sixers will win 50 games. I have no idea. Again, I don't know if this is with or without Ben Simmons. I'm I'm hoping the majority of Sixers fans here are going to say, "Oh, that's without Ben Simmons because he didn't, he offered next to nothing when it mattered most in terms of specifically the playoffs. Maybe outside of a little bit of defense where he seemed underwhelming, being the fact that Ben has been first team all defense for 2 years and doesn't it comes and goes. Like there's too much inconsistency with him, and psychological mess that he is. So yeah, who knows. Then we get to the Boston Celtics, and Jordy, I can't imagine that you think the Hawks are better than the Boston Celtics. So they have the Celtics as the 6th seed in the East. Yeah, shout out to Jordy Fighter. He runs three different podcasts over on his channel covering the Eagles, Boston Celtics, and Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So go check him out. I recommend him. He puts in a lot of work to his content, as does Philly Notion and Philly the podcast. I don't want to leave anybody short in that regard. Go sub to everybody that I talk about outside of the records here. But for what the Celtics have done, and Jordy and I have talked about this in a prior live stream with the coaching changes and the acquisition of players or extensions, etc. I don't know if I don't know if you're happy with the 6th seed, Jordy, as of right now, but you guys can leave your thoughts down in the comments on how you feel about these projections so far. And then you know, last but not least, Eagles Uncensored Podcast, AK, otherwise known as the Chicago Bulls in a three-way tie for dead last. What? Of course, this is going to come down to if, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Lonzo Ball can, figure this out as that trio over there. And, they also grab Alex Caruso, and they lose Lauri Markkanen to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm not sure there's a lot of, I'm not sure if I don't know if, a lot of Bulls fans are disappointed in that, being that Lowry was a bit underwhelming, and he was asked, and some felt that he was asking for more in terms of a contract than what he's actually worth. So, AK, you're gonna have to let me know on that one as well. But yeah, I thought I'd put out a little bit of a like, I guess, like a entertaining sort of teaser here to get some people talking and hear y'all's thoughts over in the Eastern Conference, what you think of these early projections so far on how ESPN feels the Eastern Conference is going to stack up against each other going into this regular season. But with that said, I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I will see y'all next time. This has been Lindy. Fly Eagles Fly, bleed green, MFFLs. Go Mavs. Take care of yourselves, everyone. And I'll see you.